Good afternoon to all of you. Uh, I will conduct your HCDA subject lab. The subject is related to designing, and nowadays, from Monday, you are attending the workshop which is related to web technology development, right? Okay. Um, but before go to that kind of practices, let me start from the beginning, that what is the subject, what is the agenda, that you have to learn the subject, and what you have to do in a laboratories of this subject. Okay, so I will guide you step by step. Another thing is that you need a laptop with you, because as I told, this is your lab session, so you must have to do a practice whatever you have learned in that workshop. Over there, Sorry is explaining so many concepts of HTML, right? So that thing you have to practice over here in a lab. Okay. So first we will discuss about the subject. So HCDA, that is human centric design approach. Okay. See, whatever the problem faced by any client, any person, and if they want a solution. So first thing is what? Need some input. And after that, as a developer or as a software engineer, next step will be the designing. If that design is matched with the requested client, then and then effectively you are able to provide the solutions. Now, another thing, if we go, then as a technical IT persons, we can easily understand whatever the functionalities we are using in our day-to-day life. We are doing many online shopping websites, we are accessing many software, we are doing online payment also. But when you design something, it must be in a proper manner that if non-IT people will use that functionality, so easily they can do this, right? So that is the reason in this subject we have to focus more on designing approach. Designing approach in terms of any software, any application, any mobile application, it can be anything. But at the end, it must be in an effective manner, so it will be helpful to the end user, right? Okay. Now the next point is subject credit is one. By learning this course, what you will get as an outcome. So as I told that this course is basically focused major on a designing whatever the system, its designing is important. See, you have done a very much coding using C, C++, Java, many language you will learn. You have already learned C and C++. You are having a very good skill on that technical things. But whatever you have developed, that not going to be used by end users. So at the end, it will fail. So for that, you need to focus more on its designing. Second thing, we are using many online shopping sites. But why people prefer Flipkart, Amazon more, right? There are a number of online shopping sites. But yes, it also concern about their client and their requirement, and according to that, they have designed it such a way that any user can use it easily. So that is the reason it is important, right? So just give me a second. Okay, yes. So that is the reason designing is important. Next thing, another thing you will learn that uh, you have to signify that designing related to empathy and solutions. You will learn about empathy canvas. like it's related to users requirement and how much you have fulfilled, right? So ultimately it will signify that also. Next point, social challenges will be there. As I told that your end user must be from society and their requirements will be different. So social challenges also you have to accept while you are designing your systems. And whatever innovative ideas will be there that need to be converted into solution. Like your client requirement is like they want to build one system. So you have to apply your design thinking and how effectively you can build that. So that is the next point that you have to go with this, right? So these are the points you have to understand or you will get by learning this kind of functionalities. And if it is possible, then also you have to define your prototype. See, before constructing any building, you need a architecture design of that building. Then and there you will build that. Or directly you are having a land, you are having a raw material, and directly you will start building the building. So just imagine how it will without any pre-planning, any design, without any discussion. Directly that person will start to construct that building. So will it be very effective? I think it's not, right? So same way for any software, any application in our branch, like in terms of computer engineers, we need to define one prototype. Prototype is nothing but it's a kind of you can say that the blueprint of your application, that what you will exactly do. Okay, let's discuss this point in a detail. Say for example, I'm working on shopping site, so easily you can understand, right? Okay, so what first thing I have to define that what kind of application I want to build. After that you have finalized, suppose your parents are having your own business and you want to build the application for that, so that thing you can do, right? Okay, now suppose I want to create a website for the online shopping. So then next step you have to define that how many subcategories you will add in your shopping functionality. You will work on a grocery, you will work on a you can say that clothes, or you can work on what kind of functionalities. Then it will be for man, woman, children's, age categories, price, product, right? So you are getting one by one you have to define that things, and that all things need to be added in your prototype. You have to add your contact details, your mobile number, your mail ID, right? So these are the points, like step by step points you have to add in your prototype, in your blueprint of your application. So this is how you have to understand these things. If we discuss the teaching scheme of this subject, so in this you have to do two things as the credit is one. So 20, at the throughout the semester what you have to do is first thing we will provide you the definition. So individual student have to work on that definition. Suppose the person is like Ayushi, I have assigned her to prepare the system for a student attendance. I'm just giving the example, okay? So individual students have to work on that particular definition. Whatever the sir is covering in a right now sessions, you have to note down that things, you have to understand that things, and then later on you have to start work according to your system. And at the end, during your 5 hours, you have to present that your work, right? So throughout the semester you just have to use HTML, CSS and JavaScript. These three things you need to learn, and then at the end you are able to show your work. But this time we have made the change, individually you have to work. So it's not like you can take your friend's work, because we will assign you the definitions and it need to be differ from each and every one. So that is the reason be present in that workshop. And in a laboratory sessions like today, what we will do is in last 3 days, uh, today and last 2 days, whatever you have learned from that workshop, we will do a practice over here. Okay, so that is the reason I told that bring your laptop with you. Fine. So this is the things which we have to follow in our subject. First thing, if you remember that on that day, sir have told that you need a not any kind of text editor. It can be Notepad, it can be Notepad plus plus, right? It's up to you. There are many tools available. But as a initially, if you just download Notepad plus plus, right? And you can start your work for today's first session. So I have also downloaded this software. I will give you some time. All of you just download Notepad plus plus in your system. And once you're done, just write in a chat. We will go with the next step. So you are downloading it, right? How many of you are doing that? Right? Yes, in a chat. We have to practice the things you have learned in that workshop day one. We will start with the day one. We will do one by one procedure for the same. And second thing is for your easy understanding, whatever sir is covering, you can refer this website. That is W3C, W3 School, right? Easily from this website, you can uh, build your functionalities. All the basic HTML skills, tags you can refer from this website. Okay, Palak. What we will do is first we will start from the basic things, whatever you have learned over there. Then I will assign a task that do this thing. You have to perform it and you have to present your screen with me. Like first code we will run, we will revise a few tags. Parallelly, I will also do over here. I will run that code and then I will start giving the activities. So it will be very interactive session, right? Already theoretically you have learned over there, but you need to do a practice. Then and then at the end in HCDA you are able to build one system which is assigned to you. Okay, now over here, so when you are starting, as you know, you have to define the doc type. Okay, but at least you next time make a practice that whenever you come, you bring your laptop with you. Otherwise, what you will do in a lab session? Okay, so yeah, let me start with that point. First thing is you have to define a doc type. So when any client will send the request, so server will understand which kind of response it need, right? So that is the reason you have to define a doc type. So the first, what you have to do is over here in this HTML functionality, you have to use a triangle opening and closing bracket. Then you will define doc type is as it is HTML. So can anyone tell me the full name of HTML?
Hypertext Markup Language.
Yes, very good, Darshan. HTML stands for Hypertext Markup Language. Now see, this functionality you are writing the code on a one editor and you will get the outcome on your browser, right? Same way you are accessing many web applications. So that is the reason HTML is a kind of markup language which is going to be understood by the machine on a browser or any system on a server, right? Okay. So first we have defined the doc type that is HTML. One thing is over here you have to add accelerate mark. Okay. Now we know that whenever you start your first code, first tag you have to add that is HTML. In the tag which you start, you must have to close. And within that only tag you will write your functionalities. So as I'm taking preparing the thing as HTML, so first tag you have to use HTML and also you have to close it. So parallelly you just do this thing in your system. Already you have learned, but parallelly why I'm doing it, we both will do the same and we will able to get the outcome. Okay. So you just write this much. We will add one by one tag over here. Okay. After this, um, we will define this into two parts. First one that is a head part, and second one that is a body part. Right. So next command will be head. Initially, I will give you the answer. Then I will ask you the question also that which tag is used over here. Okay. So you just create this two part. Inner part we will write later. First head and body. The next thing again you have to close that part. So body. The second thing, whatever you are writing at below, you will get that kind of command. But it's a better practice that initially you write it by yourself. Do not drag and drop that. Okay. After a head, in that, suppose you want to give some title. So for that, you have to write a title over here. Title. Complete that title. It's up to you, whatever the title you want to give. Suppose I want to give TC2 C batch, right? So this will be my uh, title. Okay. And in a body part, we will write the things which you want to explain. So for that, let me write like yes, you have come to know that many tags are also used to write content in a body. Like right now, we will use H1 tag. Total, how many tags are there for the header or for this functionality? how many takes you have learned for this assigning this in a body part? Sir have shown you many this kind of heading tags. Anyone? Yeah. Okay. Good. Very good. You are writing in a chat. Okay. Okay. Fine. H1 to H6. Okay. Okay. So first we will use H1. Let me write. Welcome to first lab of HCDA. So this kind of message I want to print on my screen. That complete that tag over here only. Okay. Fine. So this is the basic things. We will run this. But before that, you just do the same structure. Message you can display any. It's up to you. It is not compulsory you have to run the same thing. Right? So you just take your time, write this complete code. Then I will run it. How to run that step also I will revise. Initially you are able to do that, then confidently you will do the next things, next task. Okay, okay. But we will wait for other students also. Once you done, just write in a chat done. So I also know how many are running parallelly with me. Okay. After this, you just have to go to file, save as. So now over here on a you can build any folder. I have already make on a desktop HCDA, and let me give the title lab 1. Then you have to save what extension you will use to save the file. To save the file, which
HTML.
yes, correct. H.html you have to apply and then save it. So this file, see, name is changed lab1.html. This is the first thing. Okay. Now just a second. Let me present my screen. We have to run this. So just a second. Now on a desktop, I have saved this file in a HCDA, and right now I have created lab1. Then just right click on that, open with, I am opening it with Google Chrome. So you just do the same in your system. Repeat the procedure and open. Yeah, I can. But initially, why I'm going step by step? Because many of the students have not practiced it during that training sessions. So that is the reason I'm guiding from the very basic. Otherwise, you will not get the thing. I will next go very fast. Okay. So once you get this outcome, what you have to do is I ask the question that how many tags are there. So now you just do the things from H1 to H6. You apply the tags, uh, prepare your content. And after that, I will ask you to present your screen with me. That is your next task. I want all the tags H1 to H6 and how it differ in outcome. So that is the next point that you all have to do, and randomly I will ask to one that present your screen. After using that text in the same code, you have to modify. What I want is I want a details like name. So I want it like in a form your name, then colon. You have to write your name. After that, enrollment number, your division, your batch, and you have to apply like a bold, italic, mark. So do the next task. I'm writing over here, which you have to do using coding, like name. You have to enter your name. But this is I'm writing in a general form. You have to do it with the coding. Name, then enrollment number. Whatever your enrollment number, you have to write. Division, subject. Also apply bold, italic, mark. Okay. So Any one of you can present your screen and show the outcome. And if you have done, just apply insert and delete command. Tag. Insert and delete. First, we will practice very basic tag. Then we will go to preparing your resume. Already, sir have shared how to prepare that thing. So next task, you have to start preparing your resume. Who will share your screen till insert and delete tag? No one, or I have to take the random name. You just have to show whatever you have done till now. Okay. Yes, Sagar, present your screen. What kind of confusion? Just you have to use bold, italic, mark, insert and delete tags. Shyam, have you done that?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, so you just present your screen with us so the student can get the idea.
Ma'am, but I'm joined the meeting in mobile, but work
Okay, okay,
left.
okay, fine, no issue. If once you complete till that, yeah, after that apply that paragraph tag also. And for that you have to use P. Like in opening and closing bracket, you have to write P. So whenever you will assign, it will start creating the paragraph. Because to build your resume, you need this thing. You need to give a heading, you need to give a description. In a description, you need to paragraph is there. So that is the reason my major aim is to all of you have to prepare your resume. But before that, you have to practice this tags. Then and then you can merge that all the things. Even you have to practice of a table, how to create the table. So which command is used? Tag is used to create the table because in a resume you have to prepare the table like your serial number, uh, degree, then passing year, percentage. So at that time you need to create the table. Yeah. So within the bracket you have to write table and slash table and then you have to create row and column both. Yeah. TD and TR. Okay. So just practice this. First, you just prepare one basic table. Instead of switch to preparing your final resume, you just prepare the table. In a table, I want this columns: serial number, degree, passing year, percentage, four columns, and you have to do 5 entries. You can take any random students. Okay. You can take any. We have not added a student name. What we have added a degree. You can take BE, ME, HSC, SSC, like that. So next task, all the students have to prepare the table. So total 4 columns and 5 rows. That table you have to prepare. How many of you have done with table or you need a time? Then I will wait. But you must have to perform. I will ask any random student to present your screen.